As a child, I used to separate myself from my family and go into my room and read a book because I knew as a child that I did not mesh very well with the environment that I grew in. And I've talked about like having a very narcissistic mom and having a very passive and avoidant father. And so I've learned that as a child, I would separate myself from them because any problems that I had, like a lot of times my father would be like, well, just go look it up. And I'm just thinking, well, if I'm coming to you for the answer and you're telling me to look it up, what am I looking up? Well, needless to say, it taught me how to figure things out on my own. And I've pretty much moved through life realizing that whenever I encounter a problem or something like that, as much as I like to run to people or run to my friends and be like, hey, can you help me with this? A lot of times the answer is inside of me if I'm willing to take the time to do the work. As my awareness has grown, like as my ability to express my self identity more, to go out in public, to come online and talk about it, my confidence has grown, my self value has grown, my self worth has grown. And so now I find that I isolate myself now for, I don't want to say it's the same reason because it doesn't feel like the same reason. I isolate myself now because I see the value in what it is that I have to provide, and I see the value that is gained from being in my presence. And so when I don't get that reciprocation from the environment around me, I like to go where I can, which is a lot of times into a quiet space, or I'll put on some music, or I'll go to the park or go to the beach, somewhere where I can go and admire all the beauty that's around me and know that it values my presence because I value its presence. And so be that has allowed my patience to grow in a way where I'm reminded of my grandma. Grandma Daisy used to say to me, ain't nobody in a rush but the devil. And I took that to heart, one, because we were raised by the Bible, we were Christians. And so I was like, oh, I don't want to be the devil. But now I realize deception really has to work really hard when you move slow. When you're moving fast, it's real quick to just take something out and keep it going. And you're moving, you don't even notice that deception has done a job. But when you're moving slow enough that deception has to move even slower than you get what I'm saying? Or be more thoughtful about what it's doing so that it's laying the groundwork. Even then, patience, right? Because you value yourself and you value what it is that you have to give, and you're looking to receive that. Deception just doesn't work anymore. And so now I find myself in situations where I'm listening and I'm like, yeah, see, you want me to move faster because it'd be easier for you to manipulate me or to persuade me or to coerce me into something. But because I'm deliberately taking my time, you get frustrated because your anxiety for the deception and manipulation that you're trying to put on me eats you alive. And so I love the deregulation of my nervous system enough to say, hey, we can take our time. I don't have to rush. And if you're in a rush, well then by all means, you go first.